Here's a question I thought of yesterday. If I said, now you did both of these, but if I said you could only have one on your resume, you could get the 81 or you could get the 60 in your last game. You have to pick between those two. You only get one.
Oh, man. I'd probably go with the 81 because we were like one game out of making the playoffs that year. So we literally needed every single game to get into the postseason. So if we had dropped that one, I think we would have been in serious jeopardy of missing the playoffs that year. So I'll go with the 81.
Reggie Miller and I got into a heated discussion. Like, he kept saying, you're going to end your career with 60. And then he put exclamation points on his text message. And I said, but 81 exclamation point. That's, come on. 81, and Reg goes, no, 60 on your last game.
I'm enjoying the fact that you guys are actually having that debate. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but we have these different debates, like people, places in history. Like, can LeBron ever be in the category, the same sentence as Michael Jordan? When did you get to the point where you realized that maybe the media wasn't going to put you in that same category or allow you to get up there with Michael? Or did they?
I never thought about it, to be honest with you. Like, I've never tried to waste my energy thinking about things that I definitively cannot win. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can sit here and debate, okay, who's better, Kobe or Michael or LeBron and all sort of stuff. You debate that till you're blue in the face. I'm not going to waste my energy on it until you develop a time capsule where I can go back in time and face Jordan in 91, 92, 93, put LeBron in that time capsule, put us all in the same era, and then we'll see what's what. But until then, I'm not going to waste my energy on it.
Who would you want to face in their prime if you had that opportunity? Your prime versus their prime.
Michael 91.
Ooh. Oh, you got the year.
No doubt about it.
Oh, okay.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
How would that play out?
How do you think it's going to play out? No, we go at it. And Michael and I have had these conversations before where we sit around and we talk about it. And and I say 91 because that's what felt like the year where he was really, at his prime. Physically, mentally, just felt like he was just an absolute bull in 91. So I would love to see what that looks like.
But you know how he is. If anybody challenges him, like, he comes right back, and So you guys, does he give you grief about it, or?
I'm not necessarily a passive person when it comes to trash talking either, though. So, it's entertaining. I mean, we're both really creative trash talkers. So,
how would you guard James Harden?
It depends. It depends on the teammates that I have and what our strengths and weaknesses are. So if you go back to the 2009 Lakers, we had a lot of length, right? So defensively for us, we would push them right, and we'd sit on that we'd sit on that left hand and use our length with myself, Ariza, Odom, Powell. And we blanket that shooting hand and not allow them to get to his step backs and things of that nature.
You sound like a coach here.
Well, I mean, I've been around some of the best coaches in the world, my man, so at some point it's got to rub off.
And you never gave any thought to being a coach?
I coach my daughter's team. That's it. That's the extent of it. I coach my daughter's team.
Are you good?
Well, I mean, they're learning, right? I mean, that's the key, right? You want them to learn. We do run the triangle offense.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, it is, dude. It is the craziest thing in the world. Like, we'll be sitting there, right? We'll be sitting there, and I say, okay, let's come down. Let's run a center opposite. Top pass is denied. Let's go backdoor step and then dribble weave with the guard coming out of the corner, and they'll go out there and just execute it. Boom.
Would you want to play the triangle in today's NBA?
Yeah. See, the triangle is a thing that can be adapted, right? And so people have this perspective of the triangle being a low post offense. Originally, that's where it started, but it can also be run from the high post. And when you run it from the high post, you wind up opening the entire middle of the floor. Right, and so you'll see remnants of that with San Antonio when they're winning championships. You see that with Golden State, where the floor is opened up. But the triangle gives you structure, right? And from that structure, it gives players the ability to read the defense. And now that you can read the defense because you know where your teammates are supposed to be because of the structure, it then gives you the ability to make adjustments and to read the defense instead of going out there and just simply playing and seeing what manifests itself by chance.
If you didn't have Jordan to model yourself after, to whatever degree, who would you have had that person on your wall that you said that's who I'm going to be, or I'm going to be better than?
Well, I studied everyone. So I was a complete basketball geek, right? So the parts of my game that I really modeled after Michael, but there were other parts that I took from Jerry West, Akeem Olajuwon, Oscar Robertson, Elgin Baylor, George Gervin, Andrew Toney, Sam Jones. I mean, the list goes on and on. Wow. So like everybody does like bits and pieces of the game, like little strengths that they all have. And so what I would try to do is study them and see why these moves work, and then go out in the backyard and try them, and then try them when I would play against other kids, and then see why it worked or why it didn't work. And so I was a complete basketball nerd, man. So Michael gets most of the credit, but I really, really, really took from a lot of the greats. James Worthy's another one.
Reggie Miller said that you borrowed his step back move. He thought he was.
I did.
I think you stole it, I think is what Reggie said. Did you steal Reggie's step? You did. Okay.
No, I did. I'm not going. Of course I did. So we played one-on-one. We were doing the show. You remember that show used to come on TV? It was like Road Rules Challenge or something like that.
Yeah.
And Reggie and I were happened to be on the show as like some kind of guest type of thing. And it was on a basketball court up at UCLA, and we're just kind of standing there wasting time. So I said, hey, let's play one-on-one. And we played, and I was able to look at that step back, kind of up close. I said, I'm stealing that. I like that, right? And so when I came in the league, you had two players that were really using a step back before it became ridiculously popular. And that was Reggie Miller and Latrell Sprewell. And Latrell Sprewell step back. I mean, he used to jump back like 6 feet, man. It was crazy. Like I'm looking, I'm guarding him here, and next thing you know, like he's in the paint, and he takes one step, and he's in the corner shooting a three. I'm like, how the hell? So you got to learn, man. You got to learn from those around you, man. You got to see what they do well and see if you can use that in your game.
If I allow you one trophy on the mantle of any of your trophies, what do you have on that mantle?
The Academy Award.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What the hell am I doing there?
It was one of those where I'm looking at all the nominees, and I went, wait, Kobe's up for an Academy Award. I'm like,
yeah. And
then you won, and I go, damn, Kobe's getting an Academy Award.
Right, like what the hell? Like I'm sitting there with my wife when they announced Dear Basketball. I was kind of looking at like, what the? Can you believe this? This is, you know what I mean? Like what the hell? Like I just wanted to write something to the game, and then once I went through the process of making an animation film, and I called Glenn and then I called John. I was like, oh my God, Glenn's going to do it. Oh my God, John is going to do it. And then we kind of start putting the process together, the pieces together. Animation's amazing. Then John's music, and you're like, whoa, this is pretty cool. Nominations come out, and you're like, whoa. And then we win it. It's like, wait a minute.
Where is the Academy Award?
It's sitting in my office here at the house. And I have it sitting there right next to the Annie Award. So we have the Annie Award and the Oscar, and it's I look at it every morning before I leave to go to the studio.
How nervous were you that night?
It's a different kind of nerves because, like in basketball, you're competing directly against someone, so you have an impact on the outcome, right? When it comes to the arts, you don't know what films are being created in the world, right? So there's no direct competition, so you have no room to really think about that. You just think about creating, finding the nature of the piece and trying to have the piece live up to its fullest potential. It's like it's truth, right? And then when you're sitting there at the Academy Awards, it's already been decided. Like it's out of your control, right? So it's a different kind of nerve.
Movies, I guess, on the horizon.
Yeah. So we'll have the show Detail, which is was out now. It's out now on ESPN Plus, and then after that we have a children's podcast, which is going to be really, 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 really fun. for families to really enjoy in late July. And then in March of 18, we'll be releasing our first novel. And we have a series of them coming out. We'll probably release about 3 a year. The first one will be in March of 18,
Wow.
which is they're all centered around sports fantasy and sports magic. And, yeah, we're really excited.
I got Andre Ingram. He's joining us in the final hour of the show.
What a story is that?
How great was that? Okay, but Reg, Reg, I'm so used to having these conversations with Reg. Kobe, why did it take a guy that good at 3-point shooting 10 years to get into the league?
It makes you question some of the GMs in the league, doesn't it?
Yeah. Paulie, do we have how many points is Andre Ingram behind Kobe?
Yeah, Andre Ingram is 33,619 points behind Kobe on the all-time Lakers scoring list.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right. Well, he's got some work to do, but he's off to a great start. His first game was better than mine.
What do you remember about that first game?
That I didn't play.
What do you remember about the first game you played?
My butt was glued to the bench. That's what that was. But no, Andre Ingram, man, what a story, man. I mean, it's being able to have the determination to stay with that dream, for 10 years, that belief, that conviction that's going to happen, and then to get the opportunity and to not capitulate to that pressure. Because if you're chasing something for 10 years, and now that moment's here, that pressure can get to people. And it didn't. I mean, he just stepped right into that light, man, and off he went. So I think this is just the beginning for him. That was incredible.
Hey, one of these mornings when you're not doing anything and you hear Reggie Miller on the show, I'd love for you to call in just so you can rough up Reg a little bit. Because he hasn't forgot any of this stuff. Like, how he's just as competitive. Like, he's like, Kobe stole that from me, and he's always got his stories about Jordan and how he and Jordan got into a fight, and so if you ever you ever get it like 10 minutes and you can rough up Reg, we'd love to have you.
I appreciate that, man.
Hey, good luck with all the business ventures there. That's great stuff, and good luck with detail.
Appreciate it, man. Good to catch up with you.
Thank you, Kobe. That's Kobe Bryant.